Happy Saturday morning, all. Thank you for joining me today for our 28th episode of Saturday Morning Coffee. I'm Nolan, the lead writer and founder of Dime Novel Adventures. Today, we're going to be reading the March 2024 adventure, Oni's Tempest. If you're ready, I've got my coffee, so let's dive in. Tales of the Titan Masks, Oni's Tempest, March 2024. Dockside skullduggery in this adventure for your favorite role-playing game. Oni's Tempest, a level 5 to 7 adventure, March 2024. Synopsis. In this adventure, the party will investigate Fioria's harborfront district in search of connections to recent crimes around the city. Written by Flame Reptile. Edited by The One True AZ. Cartographer, the Silent Cartographer. Art, the Noisy Artographer. Disclaimer. The Harborfront Security Committee warns that suspicious activity has been observed within the Harborfront District. These individuals have been found lurking in the shadows, crewing suspicious ships and loudly proclaiming, "I am Kyojin!" For your safety, do not approach any of these individuals. Please report any sightings to the Harborfront Security Office on Wharf 3. Special thanks to Dawn of Dune, The One True AZ, Flame Reptile, Portal Ripper, The Silent Cartographer, Garlic Man, and The Angry Ginger. Shadow of the Storm. The streets of Fioria are bustling with rumors of kidnappings in the east, missing nobles from the west, and strange sightings within the Harborfront District. The Guildmaster of Fioria has approached the party with an important request, asking them to investigate the docks of the Harborfront District. Due to recent events, the Guildmaster suspects that the recently rumored crimes upon the east and west roads are connected to a criminal organization hiding in Harborfront. It is believed this organization is transporting large quantities of raw materials for unknown purposes and trafficking captured denizens from around Fioria. Recent events. If the party has completed the adventures Iron Mask in the east and or Whip Cracks in the west, the Guildmaster of Fioria will approach them in the continuation of either of those adventures. The Guildmaster has offered the party each 200 gold should they return with the location of this criminal organization. However, should the party bring the organization to justice and thwart their plans, they would each be rewarded 1,000 gold. Before the party agrees to the Guildmaster's request, they warn that the leader of this organization will likely be very powerful and very dangerous. With their warning, the Guildmaster gives each character 2 charm seals and explains how to use them. If the party uses all their charms and returns to the Guildmaster would be more than happy to give each party member another charm seal. After agreeing to the Guildmaster's request and offer, the party ventured forth to prepare for their investigation. Weather. Over the course of this adventure, the weather will change and vary depending on which section of the adventure the players are in. Adventure beginning. When this adventure begins, the skies over Fioria will be clear and bright. Fog of War. During the Fog of War section of this adventure, there will be a dense fog that sets in over the Harborfront District until the next morning. After the next morning, a light wind will blow away the fog, the cloud cover will change to overcast, and the precipitation will become light rain. Investigation. The player's investigation is intended to take 3 days of searching across the Harborfront District, but can be completed quicker. Day 1. On the first day of the investigation, a light cloud cover over Fioria will be overcast. Day 2. On the second day of the investigation, a moderate rain will set in. The cloud cover will remain overcast. Day 3. On the third day of the investigation, a heavy rain will set in. The cloud cover will become stormy. Fog of War. After the party has made their preparations, they embark towards the Harborfront District. Read or paraphrase the following. After making your preparations, you embark northward towards the Harborfront District. As you step foot upon the long wooden wharfs, your senses are assailed by the fresh scent of salty air. The old and worn docks are bustling with the activity of hundreds of shopkeepers, dock workers, and shoppers going about their daily routines. Loud fishmongers peddle their fresh catches. Dock workers maneuver cranes to unload crates filled. Dock workers maneuver cranes to unload crates filled with exotic goods, and packs of inspectors patrol the bridges that connect the wharfs. After reaching the center of the Harborfront District, nestled within the nice and neat Wharf 3, the business flats, the sky begins to darken with oncoming thick cloud cover that trails behind an oncoming dense fog. After minutes, the dense fog shrouds the Harborfront District. Note, during the time the fog is at its thickest, Excuse me, I apologize. Note, during the time the fog is at its thickest, the Oni Maru, Shadow General Kyojin's ship, will dock to pick up its next shipment of cargo. As the party begins their investigation, a dense fog sets in from the nearby Prismarine Gulf. A successful DC-14 Wisdom Nature check will determine that this fog is uncharacteristic for this part of the Gulf during this season. See dense fog. Harborfront District. The Harborfront District separates Fioria proper from the Prismarine Gulf. It contains 4 wharfs built away from the shores and into the waters. Each wharf is a bustling waterway with numerous connecting alleys, all lined with countless businesses and warehouses. The wharfs are interconnected with small drawbridges that can be raised to allow oncoming ships to pass by. Each wharf is named from east to west by number: Wharf 1, Wharf 2, Wharf 3, and Wharf 4, but each have been given a colloquial nickname by the locals: Blind Man's Wharf, Fishside Docks, Business Flats, and No Man's Wharf. When searching a wharf, use the tables below to determine buildings randomly. Wharf 1, Blind Man's Wharf, is located on the farthest western reaches of the Harborfront District. It is named for the suspected high frequency of illegal activity, such as smuggling, and its locals' tendency to not notice such activities. Its denizens tend to be lower class and poorly paid. Wharf 2, the Fishside Docks, is located west of center of the Harborfront District. This vast majority of Fioria's fishermen and fishing imports pass through the Fishside Docks, earning its name. These docks are best known for their strong, chummy smell and large number of restaurants. Wharf 3, the business flats, are in the center of the Harborfront District, and is the smallest wharf. This wharf is known for being the administrative part of Harborfront, where the most administrative buildings reside. The nicest inns can be found, and many warehouses are busily filled and emptied with goods. Wharf 4, No Man's Wharf, is both the largest wharf and the least pleasant to visit. The wharf spans nearly half of the Harborfront District and attracts a typically unsavory crowd. No Man's Wharf possesses the least well cared for docks and the highest number of taverns and brothels. Searching the docks. Shadow General Kyojin and its crew of shadow haunters are elusive stalkers of alleyways and darkened streets, and finding them is a difficult task. To find Kyojin's warehouse, a party will need to succeed on 3 successful investigations. Each party member can perform 1 investigation each day. 2 or more party members can team up to perform the investigation with advantage. To successfully complete an investigation, a party member or team of party members must succeed on a DC-18 check. The check type can consist of investigation, perception, persuasion, deception, or intimidation. See the table below for several examples of the information that might be revealed during the player's investigation. As the party searches the different wharfs, they will be more or less likely to find clues depending on which wharf is searched. Use the wharf modifier table below to determine the bonus to searching an individual wharf. Kyojin's Warehouse. Kyojin's Warehouse is located in Wharf 3, the business flats, in a warehouse next to the Harborfront Security Office. All clues should reasonably lead the party towards this location. If the party searches Wharf 3 and succeeds on their investigation, they will find clues that lead towards Kyojin's warehouse or the security office. Searching in the fog. As the dense fog sets in, the party is faced with a decision to make: attempt the investigation within the dense fog or wait until the next day. If the party attempts to search within the fog, their check to discover clues is made with disadvantage and a -5 modifier. A long investigation. If 3 days have passed and the party has not successfully completed their investigation, the party will find a flyer pinned to a wall within the dockside district. Read the disclaimer at the beginning of the adventure to push the party towards the Harborfront Security Office. Investigation. When the party investigates the wharf, use the following as examples for the responses the party might receive. Background developments. During the investigation, the party should begin to recognize the denizens of Harborfront, denizens of Harborfront suspect strange activity within the security office. They may also discover that sightings of strange folks yelling towards the moon or an increase in disappearances are becoming more commonplace occurrence amongst the docks. Over the last few months, Shadow Generals Ogre, Etten, and Kyojin have been setting up a hidden criminal organization. Ogre and Etten would set up along the east and west roads to steal goods and kidnap travelers, while Kyojin would silently take over portions of the Harborfront district and export Ogre and Etten's spoils to an unknown location. During this operation, Kyojin has taken over the security office to better silence witnesses and ensure their operations are never discovered. Harborfront Security District Office. As the party travels towards the Harborfront District Security Office, the clouds above the coast begin to darken, signaling an oncoming storm. The cloud cover becomes overcast. Read or paraphrase the following. As you continue your search across Wharf 3, the business flats, you come across the Harborfront Security Office, a well-maintained wooden storefront facade with 2 large glass windows and a dark pair of double doors. As you enter the security office, you are greeted by a comfortable atmosphere and the pleasant smell of spices. Upon a large, clean, and red rug rests 3 wooden chairs, a large, sturdy desk, and a very fine, comfortable-looking chair. Within the comfortable chair sits a short, lean human man, wearing a black suit, a dark bowler hat, and a red-rimmed monocle. He introduces himself as Raymond Roslin, the chairman of the Harborfront Security Office. Behind the chairman are 2 work desks filled with papers, quills, and bottles of ink. Working furiously, at these desks are 2 assistants who appear to be balancing ledgers and tabulating imports. Both walls, to the left and to the right, are lined with bookshelves and cabinets. On the left, 2 dock workers appear to be chatting with a security agent about dockside affairs, while enjoying a cool beverage. After you have taken a moment to look around, the chairman of the security office rises, bows, and gives you a warm greeting. Den of Thieves. All of the workers within the Harborfront Security Office are shadow haunters in disguise. Undercover, they control and hide the criminal underground within Harborfront, silencing dissenters and the unfortunate. When the party walks in, the chairman is finalizing Kyojin's next shipment before the ship disembarks this evening. The assistants are covering up a recent series of disappearances, and the security office is maintaining an appearance of normalcy to the visiting dock workers. Chairman Roslin. The chairman of the security office, now possessed as a shadow haunter, is called Raymond Roslin, or Chairman Roslin. He is known to be an overly friendly man that will listen to any grievance across the docks and find a solution to it quickly and efficiently. As a shadow haunter, Chairman Roslin uses his reputation and influence to trick the denizens of the docks into Kyojin's warehouse through the access door in the northern wall, where they will be silently captured and shipped to an unknown location. Dockside Ambush. Chairman Roslin will greet the party and inquire how he can assist their investigation. After actively listening to the party's investigation, Chairman Roslin will offer to assist their efforts, proclaiming that the security office has amassed a heavy file on the culprits. Roslin will invite the party to the back room where the records are being held. With a successful DC-18 Wisdom Insight check, a creature can determine that Chairman Roslin is being sneaky and deceptive with his words. If asked about it, Roslin will attempt to blow off the suspicions as he tries to coax the party into an ambush. The devil in the details. As Chairman Roslin leads the party towards the back room, actually Kyojin's warehouse, the security officer will begin concluding its conversation with the dock workers, attempting to hurry them out of the office. The officer and the assistants will follow behind the chairman and the party to perform an ambush within Kyojin's warehouse. Kyojin's warehouse. Kyojin's warehouse is a large, busy space stacked with crates ready for shipment. Crews of dock workers, shadow hunters in disguise, busily transport crates from the floors of the ship docked within. Kyojin's ship, the Bloody Maru, a small, fast galleon, is docked within the warehouse. North of the ship, a set of levers controls the warehouse door and ship docking procedures. Within Kyojin's warehouse, a number of shadow hunters equal to twice the number of the party members move between the ship and the nearby stacks of crates. Standing atop the quarterdeck of the Bloody Maru, at the helm, is Shadow General Kyojin. After the party has entered Kyojin's warehouse, the security officer and assistants will shut and lock the door behind them, trapping them within. As the party becomes trapped within the warehouse, a light rain will begin outside. See light rain. When the party enters the warehouse, read or paraphrase the following. You follow Chairman Roslin through the door into an adjacent warehouse. Within, many dock workers, twice as many as your party, busily work to transport crates from the warehouse floors onto the ship docked within. Before the ship's helm, the Bloody Maru, a large, spiteful-looking creature looks down at you. It gives you a wide, toothy grin, and all the dock workers stop in place. Following behind you, the security officer, who had quickly beckoned out the visiting dock workers, and the assistants close and lock the door, removing your only exit. The creatures at the helm speak out to you in a smooth voice. All aboard. Prepare to set sail. As it finishes its commands, the dock workers, chairman, security officer, and assistants begin to twist and contort into shadow hunters. See Shadow Hunter. The dock workers scramble to prepare the ship to set sail, and the denizens of the security office close in around you. A gentle rain can be heard beginning outside. Roll initiative. Shipside battle. Having their operations discovered, Shadow General Kyojin scrambles its shadow hunters to prepare the ship to set sail in case they must flee. This section of the adventure will take place over 3 phases, with progression being dependent on the result of each phase. Phase 1. In Phase 1, all dock worker shadow hunters will board the ship and attack from a distance. One shadow hunter will travel north of the ship to hold its action to operate the levers. If the party defeats the office shadow hunters, this shadow hunter will activate the levers, destroy them so they cannot be undone, and board the ship. The doors to the warehouse will slide open to the north after 2 rounds, and the ship will be pushed left, into the canal between the docks after an additional 2 rounds. If a party member boards the ship before the office shadow hunters are defeated, the shadow hunter at the levers will automatically activate them. The party will have until the end of Phase 1 to board the Bloody Maru. If the party fails to board the ship, they will need to find a different way to follow and board the ship. See Ship Combat. During Phase 1, the office shadow hunters will attack the party, attempting to incapacitate them and to shove them into crates for shipment. The weather during Phase 1 is overcast with a light rain and light winds. Phase 2. Phase 2 begins once Phase 1 is ended and will take place on Kyojin's ship. During Phase 2, Kyojin's ship will quickly sail down the Wharf 3 canal towards the Prismarine Gulf, after which Phase 3 will begin. The Bloody Maru will exit the canal into the Gulf after 1d6 rounds. During Phase 2, the Shadow Hunters will attempt to incapacitate or remove the party from the ship, or will defend Shadow General Kyojin's. Shadow General Kyojin must spend its actions during this phase commanding the Shadow Hunters and sailing the ship down the narrow canal. The weather during Phase 2 is overcast, with a moderate rain and moderate winds. Phase 3. Phase 3 will begin after the ship has exited the canal and reached the open seas of the Prismarine Gulf, and will take place on Kyojin's ship. During this phase, Shadow General Kyojin will leave the Bloody Maru to continue to sail seaward on its own, and will engage with the party in combat. The weather during Phase 3 is stormy, with a heavy rain and strong winds. After Shadow General Kyojin has been defeated, the weather will become clear skies with calm winds, and the Bloody Maru will stop. Defeat. If the party is defeated during any phase of this battle, see the Kyojin's Prisoners section of this adventure. This adventure features a full map of the Harborfront Security Office and the dock. Kyojin's Prisoners. If the party has been captured during the Iron Mask in the East adventure, Whipcracks in the West adventure, or during this adventure, they will be taken to Kyojin's ship to be transported to a mysterious location. This will be the party's final chance to escape capture before they will be taken to a mysterious location. Each party member will awaken within one of the cells labeled C1 to C4 within the cargo hold of the Bloody Maru. They have been stripped of any of their weapons, armor, and tools, and their hands are shackled to the cage with a set of manacles. See the cargo hold section of this adventure. This escape is intended to be difficult but not impossible, and each party member should have an opportunity to escape. Stronger characters may be able to break their manacles through a successful strength check or by dealing sufficient damage to them. Dexterous characters may be able to slip out of them with a successful dexterity check, and a perceptive character may find a discarded shard of metal or chunk of wood they can use to pick the locks. Kyojin's ship. Kyojin's ship, the Bloody Maru, is a medium-sized galleon used to quickly run contraband between the Prismarine Gulf and a mysterious location. The Bloody Maru has two sections, the upper decks and the lower deck/cargo hold. Upper decks. Quarterdeck. The quarterdeck of the Bloody Maru is a rearmost section of the ship. It has few features more than a mast and the helm. The subdeck that contains these features has two short sets of stairs that lead down to the main quarterdeck. The quarterdeck is connected to the main deck with an additional two sets of stairs. Shadow General Kyojin mans the helm of the Bloody Maru during phases 1 and 2, but is free to move across the other decks during phase 3. One Shadow Hunter stands guard at each of the quarterdeck stairs to protect Shadow General Kyojin. These Shadow Hunters will not leave their post unless they or Shadow General Kyojin are attacked first. Main deck. The main deck is the largest section of the upper decks, but contains the fewest features. There are 3 sets of stairs, 2 to the quarterdeck and 1 to the foredeck, upon the main deck. Its only other features are the central mast and a double hatch to the cargo hold. This hatch can be opened with a successful DC 15 Strength Athletics check. A creature can move through these hatches freely to the deck of the cargo hold, marked 8 feet below if the hatches are open. Upon the main deck are 4 Shadow Hunters, plus any Shadow Hunters that boarded the ship within Kyojin's warehouse. These Shadow Hunters will attack any creature that threatens them, the Bloody Maru or Shadow General Kyojin. If there are more than 8 Shadow Hunters upon the main deck, the remainder will move to the foredeck. Foredeck. The foredeck is the foremost section of the ship and contains the most features. The foredeck possesses the forward mast, a small hatch to the cargo hold, an accessible trapdoor to the cargo hold, and the ship's anchor. A creature can open the trapdoor upon this deck freely, but must succeed on a DC 15 Strength Athletics check to open the heavy hatch. The ship's anchor can be thrown overboard with a successful DC 25 Strength Athletics check. A single set of stairs connect the foredeck to the main deck. Only a single Shadow Hunter resides upon the foredeck, but more may be present if the quantity on the main deck exceeds 8. Any Shadow Hunter on this deck will prioritize range attacks against invaders, but if the number of Shadow Hunters on the main deck drops below 4, they will move there to bolster their numbers. Lower deck/cargo hold. The cargo hold is the only lower deck within the Bloody Maru, acting as a long, wide space where cargo is stored. Packed full of numerous crates and cages, the cargo hold is the deck that possesses the most features of any deck within the Bloody Maru. Crates. Dozens of crates line the wall of the Bloody Maru. If searched, each crate contains either 1d4 prisoners, 1d4 sets of light or medium armor, or 1d8 weapons. These crates, packed full of prisoners and armaments for the mysterious destination, are intended to be utilized by a party that has escaped their cells. Tailor the available equipment to your party's needs. Holding cells C1 through C4. If the party was not captured in this adventure or any of the previous adventures, each of the holding cells contains a different number of cold, tired, and hungry prisoners. When the players investigate a holding cell, roll 1d8 for the number of prisoners within. If the party was defeated and captured during this adventure, or any of the previous adventures in this series, they will awaken within one of these holding cells. See the Kyojin's Prisoners section of this adventure. Each holding cell is locked with a padlock that can be picked with a successful DC 15 dexterity check. They each have an AC of 18 and 5 hit points, and are immune to poison and psychic damage. The prisoners within the cells have a combined passive perception of 11. If the prisoners within the cells spot the party, they will cry out for help. Ropes. Lengths of climbable ropes stretch from the deck above to the deck of the cargo hold. If the hatches on the main deck or foredeck are open, these ropes can be climbed for easy access through those hatches. Escape hatch. An escape hatch that leads to the trapdoor within the foredeck is present towards the bow of the cargo hold. A creature can easily climb the nearby stack of crates to access this hatch. Shadow Hunters. 2 Shadow Hunters have been assigned to patrol the cargo hold to keep an eye on the Bloody Maru's cargo and passengers. These Shadow Hunters will travel down the cargo hold through a hatch on the main deck using the rope and investigate the hold. The Shadow Hunters' investigation will last 1 minute, after which they will return to the main deck. The Shadow Hunter will repeat this check every 15 minutes. If there is a disturbance on one of the upper decks, such as an attack, the Shadow Hunters will quickly travel to the main deck to assist. If a Shadow Hunter detects a creature attempting to escape its cage or crate, it will alert the other, and both will attack the creature to knock it unconscious and to return it to its cell or crate. Shadow General Kyojin. Shadow General Kyojin is a large, gray-skinned humanoid that skulks around the shadows of the Harborfront District and captains the Bloody Maru. Kyojin is adept at stealthily hit-and-run attacks and leading its foes into hidden traps. Shadow General Kyojin can make itself invisible, summon clouds of darkness to obscure a battlefield, and throw witch bolts at a distance. In close combat, Kyojin leverages its innate regeneration against its ability to launch a flurry of attacks, either through its sharp claws, longsword, or glaive, reducing Shadow General Kyojin to 0 hit points. Once Shadow General Kyojin has been reduced to 0 hit points, it will fall prone, exhausted from the battle, where its head will be low enough for a character with a charm seal to attach it to its forehead. In this adventure, the party is given charm seals before their investigation begins. If the party fails to seal Kyojin within a charm seal, read or paraphrase the following. You place the charm seal on the forehead of Shadow General Kyojin. It fights and struggles for a moment before tearing it from its brow and throwing it away, irreparably damaged. Kyojin lets out a coarse laugh and proclaims, "You'll have to try harder than that to defeat me. I am Kyojin." The remaining Shadow Hunters echo after it, "We are Kyojin." If the party succeeds on sealing Kyojin within a charm seal, read or paraphrase the following. After the exhausted Kyojin drops to a knee, and you have affixed the charm seal to its brow, it struggles for a moment to tear it off before letting out a loud cry, "No!" Shadow General Kyojin fights to resist the binding magics of the charm, but ultimately fails as white runes tear into its skin. Kyojin lets out a final pained cry as its body compresses and contorts, being sucked inward towards its brow. After a final pained cry, the light shed by the runes dissipates, leaving behind a large gray mask with the visage of Kyojin's spiteful face and a ring of keys. The Bloody Maru suddenly stops and begins to drift into the Prismarine coast. The remaining Shadow Hunters let out a cry as their general is defeated, and they collapse to the ground in agony. The bodies that were once possessed by the Shadow Hunters are released from their possession and left unconscious on the deck. Kyojin's Keys. Shadow General Kyojin drops a set of keys that can unlock any set of shackles or any lock native to the Bloody Maru. Homecoming. Once the party has defeated Shadow General Kyojin, read or paraphrase the following. After you defeat Shadow General Kyojin, you recover the Titan Mask of Kyojin left behind, and begin to free the prisoners trapped within the crates and cages in the hold. One of the prisoners, an orcish woman named Garla Stouttooth, informs you that she captained a ship that frequented Harborfront before her capture. Garla, with the aid of the party and some of the other prisoners, returns to the Bloody Maru, to port where their guildmaster awaits the party with the local officials. The guildmaster approaches your party and thanks you. Be blessed that you have returned safely, and thank you for your aid. You've done a great service to the Harborfront District and Fioria. Come with me to collect your reward and debrief about your encounter. The party will be congratulated for a job well done, rewarded with the promised 1,000 gold each, and be given the opportunity to learn to sail a ship over the next 3 months. If the party accepts this proposal, after 3 months of training, each party member will become proficient with sailing sea vehicles, and the party will be gifted the Bloody Maru, along with a request from the guildmaster. Read or paraphrase the following. After 3 months of training as sailors, the guildmaster approaches you and says, "Well done, learning to sail over the last few months. I have a gift for you, the Bloody Maru. The refined Harborfront Security Office has looked her over and approved you for possession. I believe we've discovered where the Shadow General Kyojin was sailing to. Are you interested in continuing this fight?" The end. This adventure features a fully detailed map of the Bloody Maru. It also features a full stat block for Shadow General Kyojin and Shadow Hunters. a new magic item for the charm seals, and a whole system for weather. Investigate dockside disturbances in Harborfront. The investigation continues, and the crimes of the east and west roads lead straight to the Harborfront district. Discover the depths of the Shadow General's schemes and prepare to set sail in the next adventure. The heroes must investigate the docks and uncover the schemes of the next Shadow General before an oncoming Tempest sets in. A level 5 to 7 adventure for a party of 3 to 6 adventurers. An adventure for use with your favorite role-playing game. That was the March 2024 adventure Oni's Tempest. Let us know what you thought about it in the comments below. If you like this adventure, you can find it and many more in our shop on our website at dimenoveladventures.com. While you're there, you should subscribe to our newsletter for weekly updates on our products and projects, and join our growing Discord community. Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel to see more like this, and let the algorithm know that we're doing alright. But most importantly, remember to make your weeks adventurous. Have a great week.